Golden sands stretch to the horizon under a blazing sun. A young boy named Tut kneels beside a stone table. He carefully polishes a shimmering golden scarab-shaped amulet. Suddenly, the amulet glows brightly. A desert wind swirls the sand around him. Then, whoosh, a glowing time portal bursts open behind the statue of a sphinx. Swirling hieroglyphs mark its entrance. Tut, completely surprised, drops his polishing cloth. He quickly grabs it and jumps up. Tut says, "Whoa, this must be another adventure." Tut grabs his leather satchel, takes a deep breath, and jumps into the portal. In a flash, he finds himself floating through a tunnel of light. Ancient hieroglyphs and neon futuristic symbols flash by. Before Tut can make sense of what's happening, he tumbles out of the other side and lands on soft grass. Dazed, he sits up and looks around. All around him is a lush, green jungle, unlike anything he'd ever seen. Vines hang from giant trees. Colorful birds fly through the branches. Tut looks up at the leaves rustling overhead. Stunned, Tut says, "Where am I?" Suddenly, a colorful parrot with big, bulging eyes swoops down from above and lands on the branch in front of him. Startled, Tut falls backwards. Zazu says, "Hey there, I'm Zazu, your guide to the jungle of time." Tut says, still nervous, "I'm looking for a golden scarab. Have you seen one?" Zazu tilts his head and says, "Maybe, but it's guarded by King Momo, the riddle-loving monkey." Tut says, "Thanks, Zazu, lead the way." As they walk deeper into the jungle, Tut asks, "So where is this King Momo?" Zazu says, "Just over that vine bridge, but watch out for the waterfall. It's a real splash zone." Tut and Zazu cross the bridge and continue on to a giant tree with broad, leafy branches. Perched on one of them is a giant monkey wearing a crown of bananas. In his hands, he holds the golden scarab Tut has been searching for. King Momo says, "Only those who answer my riddle may take the prize." Tut says, "All right, ask me your riddle, King." Momo says, "I have no legs, but I can run. What am I?" Tut thinks for a moment. He looks around for a clue, but everything seems peaceful. No legs, and it runs. Tut says, "Is it a river?" Momo laughs and says, "Correct. You are very clever, little boy." As promised, Momo hands over the golden scarab. But suddenly, dark storm clouds gather above the jungle. The golden scarab glows and floats into the air. It drifts toward another swirling portal. Tut shouts, "It's getting away." Zazu says, "Hang on tight, Tut." Together, they chase the scarab through the jungle. They swing on vines, leap over logs, and navigate the twists and turns until they find themselves riding a log down a rushing river. As they approach the end of the course, Tut leaps and grabs the scarab just before it vanishes. The storm clouds fade and a bright rainbow appears over the jungle. Zazu lands on Tut's shoulder. Panting, Tut says, "Wow, that was a close call. Sometimes you have to think fast and act even faster." Zazu says, "And never forget your friends." Tut steps back through the portal, arriving once again in ancient Egypt. The scarab glows again in his hand. It projects a magical map of an icy mountain. Tut smiles and says, "Looks like my next stop will be Chile." "Thanks for coming along, Zazu." Zazu says, "The jungle of time is full of adventures. Just follow the golden scarab." Upbeat theme music plays as the screen fades out.